preconceived ideas about Sol Campbell.
Mm.
You know?
Well, there always, isn't there?
Yeah. Can we just see if we can kill some of these myths right now?
Yeah.
How many clubs did you have interviews with?
I would say about 8.
About 8.
8 clubs, and then some of them a bit kind of agents talking whether it goes to another level. So, about 8.
Now,
but not all here though. Actually, some abroad as well.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Because one of the stories that came up around the time that you were going to take this job is this story at Oxford United, which almost became a bit of a stick to hit you with, because it was like, well, isn't that typical that you would rock up at a club?
What, local?
Yeah, and that you wouldn't know anything about their team. Now, is that true? Did that happen?
No, I don't think it was Oxford. No, I don't think it was Oxford. I think maybe it was another club he was on about.
Oh, okay. Which one? So I've got
I'm not going to start getting, because then everyone starts getting moany. I think it was another club.
All right. It was more the idea.
But the thing is that I've kind of wiped that clean, because I don't know. When I first got here, I didn't know too much about the individual players. Who would? Unless you're playing the Premier League or Championship or whatever, and you're seeing these guys week in, week out, who would actually be knowing in, say, 12 hours, knowing the team you want to work with? That's bizarre. Come on, no one knows that. I can't, I'm not checking every single thing. And plus, for me, it's all about football. I'm kind of clever enough to work out the player I'm watching, or I'm watching to kind of do my due diligence on, because we're playing them next week. I'm a football person. I know frequencies, I know movement. It's not like I've just dropped from the sky and I'm a football manager. I've played like 20 odd years and I know football.
Yeah. Well, that's great to hear. That's kind of what I thought you'd say. And what struck me though about that kind of narrative about you was that it was about you and only you, and not loads of other guys that are come new to management. Has anyone gone to Stephen Gerrard and quizzed him on Hearts and Hibs lineups to see how much he knew about Scottish football? And yet we were expecting you to know everything about League Two footballers. It struck me as as unfair.
Well, narrow-minded, I think, really. I think for me, it's like probably thinking I'm never looking at League Championship, League One, League Two. I'm only looking at the Premiership, and that's kind of the wrong way to go about things, because I'm a player. I'm looking at the player. I'm looking at the team. But what if I never, what's the worth of looking at League One, League Two, and or Championship, and I might not go into the league. What am I looking for? I might go Premiership. I might not have been managing in the UK. My first job might have been abroad. Things like that. So for me, it's all about football. And it's all about how quick can you absorb all the things you see and then transfer it to yourself and then transfer it to your players. That's what it's all about. And I'm very quick at that.
Who are your major managerial influences? Have you borrowed, like many people do, from people that they've...
No, what I've done is I've just borrowed all the managers from my playing days, all the good, the bad, and the ugly. Sometimes the ugly is good because you use it in a different way, or sometimes the ugly says, you know what, I'm never going around that. I'm definitely not going to be like that.
For instance?
No, I'm not going to say. I'm just saying. You get that. You take all the elements, and sometimes the good is also not good in other scenarios. So you kind of balance yourself out, and that's what it's all about. As a manager, it's being balanced.
There's something else I wanted to ask you about. It's something that I've seen on one of the main fan sites, so the Star Lane End website. I don't expect you to spend much time on there. They're Macclesfield Town fanatics. And it has been suggested, and I think that possibly a reasonable guess, given the club's finances, that you're effectively working for nothing. Are you being paid to do this job?
Yeah, I've been paid, but it really is the love of the game.
Yeah, fair enough. So there is a wage, but this isn't about money, is it?
Yeah, it's definitely not.
Would it be fair to say that you're proving a point?
I want to put, this is my passion. This is where I want to be.
We're coming to the 92nd club.
Yeah.
Not 91st, not 90th. You came to the 92nd club. Was that proving a point?
Well, no, because it is what it is. The chairman, the owner, the guys around the club who brought me in, that was the deal. Those guys knew me and wanted me to come in there, and I took the opportunity because it was a fantastic opportunity. Macclesfield could have been mid-table or whatever. You just never know. It just is what it is, and it happens. We were bottom, and other people said other things, saying what the club's all about, the budget and things like that, and it's going to be, you have to, really pull your finger out in this club, and I said to myself, that's me. I don't mind, working hard and looking at things and detail and stripping back and go again, and not all the niceties everywhere. Really going back to football, and that's what I wanted to do, and really go back to basics and teaching guys how to defend, how to attack, how to approach games, how to mentally approach games, and all that. How to look after yourself on and off the field. All that kind of stuff. I've had all that wealth of experience from the age of 14 from Liddershaw, the National School of Excellence back in the days, and I've brought all that through, finishing the career professionally at the highest level. So I've brought all that to Macclesfield, and that's what it's all about for me, being total football, not just football, but around it as well, and passing it on to the players.
Was there any thought, was there any concern that, right, I get all that, this is an exciting opportunity, I'm going to start with 92nd, fine, only way is up. Did you ever for 1 minute thought, what happens if I come 91st? Is that failure? Is that Sol Campbell's chance? Will they go, well, there you go, you had a chance and you failed. They got relegated.
There always that. That's life. You're going to have these things. You're going to have, did he make it? Did he didn't make it? Whatever. Yeah, so,
got to the point.
But the main thing is the performance. Performance is how I perform and how I conduct myself in these kind of environments. It's a difficult environment to be in. We haven't got the budget like most clubs, but I'm making the best fist of it, and that's what I like doing. I just get on with it.
What do you make of we've been talking about the Rooney Rule for like 10 years. Now with the FA are now talking about Black, Asian, minority ethnic candidates being interviewed for every post at St George's Park. The EFL have been doing that, they've been piloting that scheme. Is something starting to change? Are we finally getting somewhere?
I think it comes down to quality and how, open-minded owners are. I think the main thing, for me, the owners have to just really look at it and say, do you know what, I'd actually like to know what else is out there, not just what my scout team were bringing to me or my kind of under management team is bringing to me. Maybe I'm curious. I want to see what else is out there, and that's what I think owners should start being more curious. Yeah. What else is out there?
I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean, you're obviously very aware that Macclesfield Town, bizarrely, maybe not bizarrely, have a good tradition in this area. I think you're the fourth Black, Asian, minority ethnic manager they've had, right?
Fourth or third? Who else?
Paul Ince, you, Keith, who else? Is it three?
I think it's three.
Well,
I'm third.
That's three more than many.
I know.
There's something unusual about Macclesfield Town.
Something in the water.
Yeah. Did that help?
Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. I think in the end it comes down to how you conduct yourself and what you do at the club.
Yeah.
And that's key for me. Yeah. And that's what I want to continue doing with the team here, is how I perform and how I get the team ready to compete with everybody. And that's what I want the team to compete.
And are you aware of the interesting parallel between you and Paul when he came? They were last as well. I think they got out on the last day or penultimate round.
I want to get out before that, me personally. I want to get out before that, way out of it. So that's why I'm really working hard to kind of get the team really focused to move away way before the end of the season.
That's interesting. So what? Do you have a target?
No target, but I'm saying I don't. Well, for me, I don't really want to be waiting for the last 2-3 games to be out.
Yeah.
That's me. So I want to be, way out of the scenario before that.
That's good. I mean, they looked dead and buried before you came. I think it was 10 points after 19 games, and you've added 17 in 11, something like that. I mean, that's a pretty remarkable turnaround. I mean,
should have started the season, man. We'd be like top 3.
I think that's a fair comment. I mean, this is
it is what it is. I'm here.
Table form now, isn't it?
Yeah, we're probably a bit more than mid-table, but it is what it is. We just have to get on with it now.
What have you done? Tell me 2 or 3 things that you've changed.
Got the guys believing again. Believing in the game. Obviously, putting the practices on to make sure they get well drilled and get the. Also, the fitness level was just way off. It was, and that's a big thing. If your fitness level is not there, then it's hard work. So I had to really almost put mini pre-seasons within the games to kind of get people up, because they've missed the pre-season for whatever reason, or it didn't go well, or the pitches weren't ready, and there was always an excuse, and it kind of kicked on, and then there was contract talks with certain players, and previous manager left, and there's open, and it's just a bit of a mess. So it's kind of getting it back into the middle, and get people disciplined, getting guys kind of focus on football, get them kind of looking after their bodies on and off the field, get them tactically aware, get them fitter, and get them kind of believing that they can actually do this, mentally believing. Sometimes people believe, but you've got to really believe that you've got a chance to get out, and or you can believe that you can play at a higher level, you can compete with the guys at the top of the league. And that's what I kind of brought in, the belief that you can do that. And yes, some players have come in, we've lost some players through injuries, which has really hampered me. I had to really work hard to kind of, especially Christmas time and losing Harry for suspension, and most of our creativity got decimated in the first 2 weeks. So I had to regroup and get kind of some decent results over the Christmas period, because it was tough. It was really tough. The lads really responded really well over that Christmas period, because that was really tough for us. And then we just got to keep it going now. Yeah.
I mean, you've mentioned the budget, and here we are. It's a decent facility. I've seen worse.
Yeah.
But it's not. You haven't got indoor training, for example. You haven't got a great big sports hall.
No.
I mean, are you using GPS? How?
No, I've done a favour. I've done a bit of PR and I've got it in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Putting in favours.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I had to do a bit of PR back for it as well. Right. A company called Sonda, so they're helping us with that as well, with the vest and. Yeah. God, I had to, because I don't think the club was paying for that, so I had to put it in a favour.
So that's what I'm saying. That if you're having to do a pre-season effectively, mid-season, what are you just doing cross-country runs?
No, you do it within the training, you raise the training level a little bit, you do a little bit of running afterwards and things like that, top-ups. I had to do something, because it was, training enough, because they missed that base, that foundation that, comes with a good pre-season, then you can kick on from there. They had no base. A lot of them didn't have base, and some actually were injured coming into the season, and they weren't fit, and so they were getting fit in games, and that's the wrong way. You got to get fit away from the games and do practice games, but we haven't got that, and they kind of got shoved back in with no foundation, and so a lot of players were breaking down. Once I came in, the training level went up, and it kind of really was a bit, oh God, I'm doing more, my body's doing more, and they couldn't cope. So now some of them are coping better, and the guys who coming in, their training level gets a bit more harder, a bit more intense. So then when they come back into the fold of the team, they're a bit more robust and are not getting tweaks here and there because they've not had a proper pre-season or the rehab has not been proper. Now that's been looked after, because I had to look at a lot of detail and a lot of things were getting missed. Some elementary things I was thinking, why is not being done? But it's because they just had the rudder. There wasn't a rudder, weren't an anchor. Little things were just getting missed, which detail you add together or you take away makes a big difference, can actually take 10%, 15% of your whole team performance, or you get up to something like a 95, 100%, capacity, and everyone's kind of working properly.
Are the players as fit as you?
No, they're fitter than me. Well, they should be fitter than me because I'm not running around all the time. But no.
What sort of manager are you? Do you get involved?
Sometimes I do a little bit. Yeah, sometimes I like to get involved in some of the games because then I can see the pace and where. Because I did that at the beginning and it was slow, but now when I get involved into the games, I'll show them, but sometimes I'll show them and I'll take part in some of the small-sided games. But then some of the times I'm in there to feel how quick it's going now. And that's, for me, instead of being on the side, I like to be in the middle and to see how the movement is moving, how quick they're doing, how the decision-making, the right decision-making. And I can feel now it's moving quicker and they're making decisions quicker and they're spotting when to make the right pass or spotting when they're in advantage, spotting when they're in a disadvantaged kind of situation and covering it. So I'm starting to see that and feel that. And that's sometimes I like to be in the middle and feel, how far they have come, and they've come a long way now. We still have to keep it going and maintain. It's all about maintaining consistency now and don't drop. It's easy for guys to kind of, we've made it. I said, you've not made it. We've got a long season to go. We need to kind of push on and get way out of this scenario, because you can do 2-3 games and push out and then you drop off and you get sucked back in. So hopefully, they've learnt from the weekend and kind of say, and mentally, we're not out of this. Even if we get into, mid-table, you still, if you've got 4, 5, 6 games, you can easily get sucked back in. You've got to be focused all the way. And I've always been like that.
It's often said about great players that then go to work with players that aren't quite as good, that they might get frustrated, they might get annoyed. Why can't you do it? Are you like that ever?
Listen, you can go to the Premiership and there's managers say, why can't you do that? It happens all levels. I think for me, it's all about understanding where I am and getting the best out of players. And I think that's all I can do. And then sometimes you find, wow, this player can actually move up further. So that's the thing for me. I'm encouraging them and believing in them. Yes, I know I'm not in the Premiership. I understand that. Some of the players, the quality is different, and I accept that. So you got to do the best what you've got here, and encourage them and get them better and get them battle hardened.
How did the Andrew Cole thing come about? How did you put that together?
I put that together years ago. I think probably even Cole has probably forgot the conversation. I said, look, if I get a job, I'm looking to, I would bring you in and things like that. He's probably forgot about that. And then I said, okay, I need someone to look at the strikers and also the forward kind of midfielders who get in those kind of forward positions in and around the goal.
So you got the job, you rang him up and reminded him?
Yeah, reminded him. So if you fancy it, because also he's local. So it's perfect. So that's kind of tapping into, realising what's happening around South Manchester. He's 20 minutes from here. He comes in twice a week. He's, one of the best goal scorers that England has ever produced. And he's, passing his knowledge on to the guys here. Perfect. And it fits in everything. And I think about people's lives and things like that. And it fits in what he's doing at Man United, blah, blah, blah. So it's nice. It's all about balance.
Because he's still doing some work.
Yeah.
So is this another one of these Sol Campbell favours? A bit of PR work? I mean,
he's getting paid for it. He's getting paid for it. But I don't know if I wasn't here, he'd be here. I'm not too sure.
How many other favours can you pull in? Have you got any other ideas that you haven't maybe run by the owner yet?
Well, no. I'm just trying to get the team to be even better. In all aspects. So I'm looking at the fitness side, I'm looking at all these kind of things. So what's obviously the recording of the distances, that's a favour I had to pull in and now I can actually, I was seeing, but now I can actually get it recorded and data, and that also helps the players as well. I can help me and help the players at the same time. So
are you filming games?
I'm filming games. Filming training. We film games as well, but training as well. We're trying to do training as well. So then we can look back and see what the guys are doing, and then actually have a conversation. So I think you should do this or do that or whatever. And it's good for the players to actually see training in certain scenarios. So I'm trying to make sure the 360 football kind of vision is on, and they can look around their game.
And how much League Two football are you seeing away from Macclesfield Town's games? Are you going midweek?
No, because I'm looking. I'm full time, just working. Obviously, you can look on, say who you're playing over the next, say, 2-3 weeks. So I'm looking at all those games, on the videos and things like that. Talking to the staff, and listening to the scout who goes and watch the games and blah blah. So you just take it all in. That's what it's all about.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself next year?
Here.
You're after?
Here.
Who knows?
No, here. This is it. I love South Manchester. I love Macclesfield. Yeah, I don't want to be bouncing around. I want to get it solid and like get a really good kind of solid, get proper pre-season under my belt, and then also go for it. And that's what it's all about. Build. I don't really want to be
2-3 year contracts. Have you?
No. 18 months. 18 months.
18 months.
18 months. Yeah.
How about if you go down?
Well, then we have to look at it. Yeah, we look at it. Yeah.
Change the subject completely for the last couple of questions. I was thinking about some stuff from your career that maybe we could sort of treat separately. And I vividly remember 2 disallowed England goals. And of course we're now talking about VAR a lot. Do you ever think about those goals?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Which one of the 2, which one annoys you more?
I think for me, it's. I think even more. I think is the Euro ones against Portugal. Because that was just like. It
wasn't a foul, was it? It was John Terry who was called on.
Yeah, but the ball's gone that way. The keeper's that way. It's. I still think if it was Portugal scoring, it'd have been a goal. Yeah. Obviously the one with Argentina, but the Euros that takes us to the semi-final.
It was a good team as well.
Yeah, and that's really.
Was that the best England team you played on?
No, one of them. Yeah, I think Euros '96 was fantastic as well. But it's not what if. I think if you look at that again, it's like people jumping up for the ball, not holding anyone, the ball spanned this way, keeper's that way. Okay, John Terry's there, it's a goal. Argentina, it's come up. Shearer's there, ball's got, it's like, and then the keeper's free and it's gone bounce and he's free to save it and it's bounced, it's gone in, and I think come on.
Do you ever say, did you say much to the ref?
I can't. Furious? Well, can't be because I was running off. I thought I scored. I'm in the crowds. Yeah, it's just what if. It's. I think if it was in place, I think we would have at least got one of the goals. Yeah.
Just in general, VAR. It sounds like you're a fan.
It can work for you and also work against you. It's no more swings and roundabouts, but it's still at the end it's interpretation as well. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, so it's still not cut and dry. It's still not cut and dry yet.
All right.
But it's work in progress, and it's obviously it's a future, and also you have to have something like that because it's too much on games now, and you need some decisions, and it's. I think the players just get used to it.
Another thing that struck me on the way here, we mentioned before we started the interview that your brother used to referee my games. And I did a story last week with one of the big ref charities, and they pointed out there's only one black professional referee at the moment.
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
One in the woodwork in the 5-6 division.
Yeah.
That's bizarre, isn't it? What's we've talked a lot about managers, but what's going on there? Why are referees from the black? Where are they from the black community?
I'm not too sure. I don't know. It's kind of complexing really because I don't understand. I can't put my finger on it. Why is it the grief referees get? I don't know. But the referees from all backgrounds and nationalities get grief. So I really don't know what's going on. I couldn't even answer why it is that low or even non-existent.
Great. Okay. Well, I think we've taken enough of your your time.
Yeah.
Is
Thank
that
you.
all right?
Yeah, perfect. That's all.
Anything obvious?
No, nothing obvious. I'm sure you've done your research and you've got everything in.